No, you are not overreacting. It really is that bad right now living in America. Rent prices are so high that you have to have one job that can pay your rent, and then you need another job on the side that can pay your utilities and any other bills that you have. Mental health is such a problem right now that you can scroll on social media and see somebody who is clinically diagnosed with a mental health problem talk about their symptoms, and all you can think is, oh my gosh, I'm going through all those same things too. And don't even get me started with basic necessity prices. Eggs are so expensive that if you drop an egg, you literally want to scream the same way as you would if you were to drop your phone face first with no case. It is that bad. And on top of all this, of course, we are trying to improve our life, and it feels like it's not working. Part of you doesn't know why. You keep watching all the videos, you keep saving all the content, and nothing seems to work for you. But then another part of you feels like, how am I supposed to improve my life? And literally, all these things are happening to me. All these rent prices increasing, mental health problems, I can't find a job, tariffs, all these things are happening, and I can't seem to stay afloat. So, in this video, I want to talk to you about that because I'm going to be honest with you. It possibly might not get better. And I know it's probably the last thing that you want to hear, but I want you to understand that you still can get better. You still can improve your life, even with everything going around you seeming to not improve. And you can get out of this cycle loop of self improvement, self improvement, self improvement, and feeling like nothing is working. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to break everything down to you. Now, first, we have to figure out, where is your mindset? Like, where's your mind right now as far as when it comes to getting to your goals, as far as thinking about how you fit in this thing called Earth or the world? We have to figure out, where's your mind now, and honestly, where we want your mind to be. So, I'm going to talk to you about three mindsets that are possibly and probably holding you back when it comes to getting out of this self improvement cycle and honestly feeling like you can make a change inside of your life. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is the perfectionism mind state. Now, a lot of people talk about this one and how it's not good for you when it causes procrastination and all these other things. But I want to break it down a little bit more and make you understand why it can be holding you back. Now, to break down the perfectionism mind state, we're going to say this is you having high ambition but low curiosity. Now, when we talking about ambition, it is basically your desire to attain some kind of achievement, right? The amount of achievements that you want to have. And curiosity is basically your desire to obtain some kind of knowledge or just something outside of your current circumstances. Now, the reason why it is so imperative that you do not have high ambition and low curiosity is because this is how you become a robot. The problem is, so many people have it and they don't even realize it. You graduate high school at 18, you tell yourself you're going to college or you're going to get a certain kind of job. And then what do you try to do? Your entire life is based upon trying to climb that ladder, whether you're trying to climb the corporate ladder or whatever the case may be, the business owner ladder for so many people nowadays too. And there's just this fixed mind state of, I have to achieve, I have to get a certain amount of money, I have to get a certain amount of degrees, and you lose your curiosity in a sense of, you lose any kind of desire to learn anything outside of what you are currently doing. And so when life is not going the way you want it to, you convince yourself, I just have to achieve more. Like, if I achieve more, I will eventually get to that state. If I achieve more, I will eventually be happy. But you don't understand, maybe you achieving more is outside of essentially the achievements that you were trying to get. Maybe your happiness is outside of the specific linear way that you're thinking, but you don't want to acknowledge that, I would say, because you don't have any curiosity. You just have this high ambition. I just have to go harder. I have to go harder. I have to go harder. And that is one of the first mindsets that I want to talk about that can be holding you back. The second one we're going to talk about is the escapism mind state. Now, the escapism mind state is honestly the opposite. This is you having low ambition, and this is you having high curiosity. So my escapism, I would say, are my people who are the dreamers. You think about the dream life that you want for yourself. You have a whole bunch of categories saved on TikTok of dream body, dream career, dream life. I'm going to create this kind of content. You have all the Pinterest boards saved. You have all the videos, and you have this dream life for yourself, but you're a dreamer. And this is because you have a low ambition kind of level when it comes to actually achieving things. It is very hard for you actually to do a lot of times too. It is so easy for you to think of a plan, i.e. dream, i.e. have curiosity. There's so many different things you want to do. You can't even pick one because you're like, maybe I should start this business, or maybe I should start that business, or maybe I should do this workout, or maybe I should do that workout. And you can't seem to stick to one thing. And that's a problem as well, because you're never actually going to start anything. You're just going to think of things, and it's ultimately going to leave you stuck. And the last one we're going to talk about, and this one is This one is actually kind of interesting, and honestly, I think one of the worst ones, but this is the cynical mindset. And this one is so bad because this is you having no curiosity and you having no ambition at all. So, the cynical mindset are the individuals that, honestly, in my opinion, talk the most junk. These are the people that see somebody post something on social media and they're like, oh my gosh, this girl cannot dance. Why is she posting this dancing video? This is the people who hear you starting something new when they're like, but didn't you go to school for this, that? Why are you trying to do this? These are the individuals that are stuck in their ways, if you want me to be completely honest with you. And they're often judging people, they're often talking junk because they feel stuck in life, and they feel stuck so much so because they don't even have the desire to achieve anything outside of who they already are and what they've already done. But then they're not even curious about what else is outside in the world. And the craziest part is hearing that it's kind of like, dang, who wants to be a cynical person? Like, who wants to have no curiosity? Who wants to have no kind of ambition? You don't want to achieve anything. But the problem is the cynical people are actually the people that keep a lot of other people back because you are afraid of being judged by them. These are the people that laugh at you because you posted that post on social media and it didn't get any likes. These are the people that laugh at you because you decided to go to school and you didn't graduate in the 4 years you were supposed to, but instead it took you 5 or 6. These are the people that a lot of times keeps other people behind because you are afraid of being judged by them. But I want you to understand those people are literally not doing anything with their lives. They have a cynical mindset. And the crazy part is we're so fearful of being judged by them, but the problem is you don't understand. You can't even judge them on doing nothing because they don't do anything with their lives because they have no ambition and they have no curiosity. And so from the outside looking in, you think, oh my gosh, they're perfect. They know what they want to do. They've been doing the same thing since they were 18. They did all these other things, and you don't even understand they literally are stuck in life and all they're going to do is judge everybody outside of them. And so those are the three mindsets that I want you to understand. If you have those mindsets, they are ultimately going to hold you back because you are not going to be able to progress because either you're going to have too much ambition and you're honestly too scared to step out of doing something different, or you have too much curiosity and you just can't find one thing to pick to hold on to keep going, or the cynical one, you have no ambition, you have no curiosity, and you just honestly are stuck in every single way. Now, disclaimer, I do want to say that these mindsets are interchangeable because I don't want anyone to categorize themselves as something specifically and think that is them for their entire life or even that has been them for their entire life. A big reason why I want to talk about what's going on in the world is because a lot of times we pick a mindset based on what's going on in the world. So, depending on what's going on now, I want you to ask yourself with everything going on with the rent prices, the mental health, personal family problems you may be going through, all the things that's going on, I want you to ask yourself, where's your mindset right now? Are you cynical? Are you escapism? Or do you feel like you're in that perfectionist kind of mind state? Now that we have acknowledged where your mindset is, we are going to talk about why do you feel stuck? And a lot of times this comes from us not realizing what we want out of our self-improvement journey. So many people are on this loop of self-improvement. How many times have you restarted your gym journey? How many times have you restarted your content journey? How many times have you restarted so many journeys in your life? It is simply because a lot of us do not acknowledge the fact that the roots of our self-improvement journey comes from a desire to change our internal emotional state. And I want to break that down because I know that can seem a little bit complicated. But basically, you feel broken in a certain area, or you feel like you're worthless in a certain area, or you feel embarrassed in a certain area. And so the whole reason for you improving your life is so you don't feel that way anymore, i.e., to change your internal emotional state. So, for example, let's say you recently just got out of a relationship. Let's say you got broken up with, or he found a new girl, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to get him back. I'm going to show him that I am the girl of his dreams. I'm going to show him what he's missing out on. I'm going to get my body together. I'm going to go to the gym because you no longer want to feel like you're worthless. He made you feel like, why did he not choose me? He made you feel like, why is this girl better than me? So you don't realize that you are only trying to change your internal emotional state. That is literally the root of your self-improvement. A lot of times too, that comes with finances as well. So many people say, well, I want to make money. I want to make money. I want to make money. You don't even know what you would do if somebody was to hand you $100,000 tomorrow. You literally probably go broke in about a month or two because you wouldn't know what to do with it. Because the things that so many of us desire on our self-improvement journey comes from us simply wanting to change a feeling inside of us, our internal motivational state. And the reason why you keep getting stuck in this loop, right? The loop looks like this. The loop looks like you saving a whole bunch of videos on TikTok on a particular category. The loop looks like you watching a whole bunch of self-improvement videos. The reason why these things feel like they work after you do them, because they do give you a feeling of working, is because they change your internal emotional state. Meaning, when you are down on yourself, you ever watch a video on TikTok and you're like, this is a sign. This is a sign that I need to get my life together. This is a sign I need to start that business. This is a sign. You know why you feel so good after watching those videos? You know why you feel so good after hearing somebody explain what you're going through? And it's like, oh, that's why I'm going through this, but you seem to never fix that thing. Somebody can explain to you why you're going through that. Somebody can explain to you to be consistent, and that's how they grew on social media, and that's how they started their business. And you're like, I get it. That's what I need to do. The reason why there's no action behind it is because you never desired action. You desired to change your internal emotional state, and that video did that. That video gave you motivation. That video gave you a confidence, even sometimes too, to feel like, yeah, I know what to do. Yeah, I'm motivated. Yeah, I'm this. And so that's what I want a lot of people to realize. The reason why you're stuck in this loop of feeling of self-improvement, you keep watching the videos and they're not working. You keep saving the content and it's not working. You just feel like these things are not working, is because you do not desire for your self-improvement journey to be in action as much as you desire for it to just change a feeling inside of yourself. And that's why I think it's very imperative for you to understand, first and foremost, the way the human mind is set up is to achieve anything we tell it to achieve. So if you tell yourself, I no longer want to feel worthless, I no longer want to feel less than, I no longer want to feel whatever, anything that gives you that feeling of feeling better, of not feeling worthless, of feeling whatever that case you want to feel, your body's going to crave that again and again and again. And so you're going to get addicted to self-improvement content. You're going to get addicted to saving these videos and never using them, simply because you're giving your body what you said that you wanted from it. And so this is why I tell people all the time, you need to give yourself specific things that you want to do and i.e. achieve. And so I'm going to explain to you an experiment you can run on yourself so you can eventually get out of that loop. So we are going to turn this into an experiment. So the first step of the experiment is to observe your current situation. So that's why I had you do the steps as figuring out, where's your mindset right now? Where are you right now? And what are some things, anything specific in your area of your life that you want to change? And let's not look at it as I want to gain weight, I want to lose weight. This looks like I want to go to the gym at a certain time, or I want to, you know, do a certain kind of workout class. Essentially, the mindset that I want you to have behind it is, what in my life do I want to change? Not get better or get worse, because I feel like that's when it becomes complicated. And then you're like, well, I should make this decision. And this is a bad decision. This is a good decision. This is literally just an experiment to run off. So maybe you want to change the time that you wake up, the time that you go to sleep, what you wear to work, different things like that. But just observe your life and then figure out maybe what are some things that you could change or you may want to. The next step after that is, I want you to ask yourself a question. I want you to ask yourself mainly like a hypothesis question. If I do this, then what will happen? So if I post it on social media every single day at 3 o'clock, what will happen? If I woke up every single day at 5:30, what will happen? If I started this business plan and I researched it or I worked on it for 30 minutes every single day, what will happen? And when it comes to this hypothesis that you are having for yourself, I want you to give yourself a specific time range and when you will be doing it, because we are collecting data, and that is actually the next step. So the next step is to collect data, and that is why we're more so focused on the action steps that you are going to be doing and not essentially what you want to achieve. At the end, you'll kind of see what kind of improvements or digresses you might have made during this time period, but we're not really focused on that too much. I think sometimes too, we focus too much on the outcome, and then midway we're telling ourselves, well, I was supposed to lose, a certain amount of weight. I've been going to the gym for 2 weeks, and you don't see any improvement, and then you're kind of like, well, I don't want to go anymore. We are not getting you focused on what you are trying to improve in your life. We are getting you focused on things that you simply want to do differently. Simply things that you want to change, which may or may not improve your life. But we're not focused on that until the data tells us what it has done for us. And so also, to help you collect data, I always recommend you guys to use a journal. It is a great way just to keep track of how you are feeling, your emotions, and just to make sure that you can repeat the experiment if you want to again, and then change it as such. And the next steps after that are to literally figure out what are the next steps after the experiment. So after doing this for a certain amount of time, and I want you to be, I don't really always like using this word, but a bit realistic with yourself. For example, don't tell yourself, I'm going to go to the gym every single day for 60 days, and you know you don't go to the gym like that. Let's just be completely honest with ourselves. I mean, there are some people that do the 75 hard. I love that for them, but don't turn it into this thing of like something really, really hard you have to achieve. If you know you don't go to the gym like that, maybe you're telling yourself, I'm going to go to the gym every single day for 2 weeks and just see how you feel in the morning. See how you feel at the end of the day. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't lose weight. I don't know. We'll know when we collect the data. But essentially, don't make it so hard on yourself that it literally feels impossible to achieve, because it just is an experiment. It is not you having a habit yet. And I think that's one of the biggest things that so many people mess up on, is because before they experiment with the habit, they make it habit. Just because that girl says she woke up at 5:30 in the morning and she had a productive day does not mean that you should wake up at 5:30 in the morning, because maybe that's not for you. Just because that girl does Pilates and she says that she loves it, that may not be for you. I want you to figure out exactly what is for you, and you figure this out by experimenting with different things, trying that thing out for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then collecting data on it. And the last step is figuring out what are the next steps. And the next steps looks like, hey, I'm going to add this to my habits. Hey, I'm not going to add this to my habits. Hey, I tried waking up at 5:30 and it really was a bit much for me. So maybe we're going to try this experiment again, but next time we're going to wake up at 6 or 6:15. I feel like that may give me just a little bit more energy. And the whole idea is to use this to construct the life that you actually want. Because I want you to understand, it is not what is going on in life currently right now that is making you so down. Is essentially how you feel like you fit in this thing called life. Because there's always going to be things going on. There's never going to be a time period where there is not war going on, probably where there's not economic crises. Like, these things fluctuate. Just think about how much things have happened since you've been born. There's so many things that have happened. But I think the problem is we don't understand our mindset when it first comes to these things. And then also, we don't understand you need to experiment for your happiness. There are some people right now that are thriving, believe it or not, even with everything going on. But in my opinion, a lot of those people are experimental people. They've experimented for the life that they wanted for themselves. And no matter what is going on, they make sure that they're still able to experience the life that they want. And maybe not exactly tip top shape the same way, because there's economic crises, there's so many things going on, but there's a certain level of enjoyment that they have in their life that you possibly don't have in your life, because you allow yourself to be such dictated, in my opinion, upon what's going on. And I just want people to understand, it's not necessarily what's going on that is making life so hard. It is your response to what's going on. It's how you feel when you wake up in the morning and you see something on the news tell you about this and tell you about that. It is honestly how you feel about yourself in comparison to that thing. A lot of times people can feel worthless. They can feel like, dang, I wish I wasn't doing this on my life. Dang, I wish I wasn't doing that on my life. And it feels so much worse when the world is hard. Like, when you know you're not where you want to be, when you know you're not where you want to live, when you know you're not dressing the way you want to dress. It's just an extra layer on top of feeling hard when the economy is messed up, when the egg prices are high, when the rent prices are high. And I'm not saying that these things shouldn't affect you at all, because you still are a citizen. But at the same time, I want you to acknowledge the fact that there are people who are thriving right now, that are honestly some people making the same amount as you, but they just learn how to, I would say, adjust their life based upon what's going on a bit, but then they always, enjoy life. Like, there's this thing of like, if you're going to enjoy life, you have to be able to enjoy it on every level, on every tier that's going on. And you can't be so dependent on the fact that, oh, the economy has to be up and tariffs have to be low and egg prices have to be low. You have to learn how to enjoy the life that you have simply because you have it. And so I don't want you to use this time period as a soaking time period. I know a lot is going on. I can acknowledge it myself, but I want you to remind yourself that you still need to experiment. You still need to invest in yourself. You still need to do things for yourself, because life is going to go on, and you're going to feel so much more behind when you are following behind what's going on. No matter what's going on in America, you still should be working out and going to the gym. No matter what's going on in America, you still should be trying to gain knowledge in different areas. No matter what's going on in America, you still should be trying to eat healthy 80 to 75% of the time. And maybe that looks like you quitting your nice gym membership and you going to a cheaper gym. Maybe that looks like you, instead of going to Whole Foods, you're going to your local grocery store, going to Aldi's. But I want you to understand that Don't get into the perfectionist mind state of feeling like you have to achieve so much and do so much at such a high tier, but then also don't allow life to make you feel stuck. Don't allow life to essentially make you feel cynical and feel like you can't do anything, you can't go nowhere because look at the tariffs and look at this and look at that. And it's like life is going to go on. 5 years ago, the world was literally shut down. Like, how many recessions have we had? How many disasters have we had? Like, life is going to be life in. But I want you to understand it's about your response to these things that actually dictate your life. It is always going to be going on around you, but you need to create a bubble for yourself where you can check yourself and say, hey, I'm having this mindset right now. I'm being cynical. I'm having escapism. I'm being a perfectionist. I need to adjust it. And instead of just forcing yourself to try this new habit and become this new person, like I said, experiment with different things and figure out if something is not working for me, let's stop going to that direction and let's go in another one that I would actually enjoy. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. Of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to follow me on TikTok, Pinterest, and also sign up for my newsletter and also listen to my podcast. I don't know why at the end of every video I always forget all of those stuff. And of course, for my Baltimore DMV girlies, y'all, I'm talking too fast. It's the end of the video. I'm definitely still going to have that event. Like I said, make sure you follow me on TikTok. Make sure that you are subscribe to my newsletter because I'm going to talk about that in there. I apologize. I know the end was very fast. I was talking very fast. My brain just kept getting foggy. But thank you guys so much for making it this far and have a great